Chaplain David here with this installment for Gooden Weekly. It's Wednesday the 27th as I record this, and we're preparing for the ingathering of Gooden Gives Back. So thank you to all of you in whatever ways you have participated in this act of sharing. We're all geared up and ready to collect whatever comes, and I know our good friends at Friends Indeed will be extremely grateful as we extend ourselves and extend what we have for the benefit of others. Which actually ties in well with this week's theme in chapel. This Sunday in the Western Christian Church is the celebration of Pentecost, 50 days after Easter, again rooted in a Hebrew festival. But there we celebrate and remember the outpouring of the Holy Spirit upon the early followers and friends of Jesus. You know, there's always a danger in spectacular events of getting caught up in what's happening and maybe losing a little sight of the core or the essence. I was in a discussion once with some friends in different industries, one of whom was a successful practicing magician. Another worked for film company, and the other worked in marketing. And we got talking about this, and there was something in which they found all their work intersected, and that's with the use of distraction. My magician friend Randy spoke just about how much guiding an audience's attention to and from places helped make his work, which led to Maria from the who works in film talk about, oh yes, and how she'd worked on many films, A-list, mainstream films, where a director would say, okay, we've got a story problem here, go blow something up so the audience doesn't notice. And then my friend in marketing just kind of laughed, and he doesn't market in either of those fields, but he said in his field, yeah, it's all about perception. And I think sometimes those events in our tradition, either in our scriptural tradition or our personal experience or the experience of others in spiritual and religious events, sometimes the spectacular or the attractive or the thing that draws your attention can sometimes obscure what's actually going on. And at Pentecost, of course, we have this amazing event of these people being gathered and the Holy Spirit coming with what appears to be like a windstorm, and then flames or described as tongues of fire descending, and then speaking in other languages, right? The scriptural record records like 15 or 16 different specific language groups, right? And we get so caught up, I think, maybe in that event or thinking about, or whether we believe that or whether we don't believe that we can miss the point, which is, as it says, all those people heard of the great acts of God in their own language. In their own language. In a way they could understand. And so part of, I think, the core of this wonder event is that the message was for everybody in a way they could receive it. Once again, from the very beginning, when God calls Abraham and says, God will bless all creation and all nations through Abram, to Jesus opening and reaching and including all, to now in the Pentecost event, once again, the inclusiveness the welcoming of all in ways they could understand. Beautiful. So, I think one of the things for us to remember in our life and times is that God is still at work, even in quarantines and difficult times. And that message is still there for everybody in ways they can hear it. Which incidentally is why in the Christian tradition, there has been this strong and long-standing push that worship and our texts and scriptures and our work should always be in the language of the people. From the very beginning, the New Testament is not written in formal Greek. It's written in street Greek, Koine Greek, the Greek spoken by everyday people on the street. And so we translate it into the language of the people, whatever that may be. And as always, we try to make our actions match our words, because actions is what everybody remembers. So as we all continue in this adventure to wherever it may lead us, God is with us. God has been with us. God will be with us. And we can be with God. Grace and peace.